Hey, this is Kirrus, the KB Life, and I am here at the Riverside Dickens Festival. So all things Charles Dickens. We're going to see some plays, talk to some people dressed up in Victorian era, and learn about the book this year, which is Barnaby Rudge. Hey, I'm Kirrus, and I'm here with Mr. Barnaby Rudge.
All right, yes, hello there. My name is indeed Barnaby Rudge, that's right. That's our featured novel for this year, yes it is. And oh, look at that. That looks like a bit of silly fun over there, doesn't it now? Yes, this is my friend Grip. Yes, he's a lots of fun as well. He's my friend. Have you got a friend as well, have you, young man?
I do, but they're not ravens.
All right. Oh, he's not a raven. He's not a crow. He's just my friend Grip. We've been afield today having lots of good fun, haven't we, Grip? Oh, what's that, Grip? I'm a devil! I'm a devil! I'm a devil! Sometimes he practices his new learnings while I'm asleep. I pretend sometimes, but all the while he keeps his eye on me. Yes, he does. He practices his new learning softly. Now, have you read the book, Barnaby Rudge?
I do know the book, Barnaby Rudge.
You know about the book. You know what it's about, then?
A riot and a murder mystery, isn't it?
That's quite right. Let me bore you with it, whether you like it or not, then. Barnaby Rudge is the story of the Popery riots. The Garden riots, they're also known as. In 1780, there was a great riot in London. That's right. It was to try and put down the new law. Try and stop the new law coming into practice that would have given Catholics the same rights as Protestants. God forbid. You see, because the king, he needed some people to fight his wars overseas, of which there was one right here in America, as you might be knowing, I'll be bound. That's right, yeah.
So how do you feel about that subject, Mr. Rudge, then? About the Catholics and the Protestants?
Well, that's a strange thing you might ask, because you see, me and Grip, we don't see black or white, we don't see religion, we don't see differences, we don't see Catholic, we don't see Protestant, we just see the light in the sky. We just see the blue in the sky, the light of the sun, and we just have lots of fun. Because it's far better to be a silly man than it is to be a learned wise man like that Mr. Dickens, don't you think, Grip? No popery! No popery! That was the cry that you would have heard in London at the time during the riots. Yes, because as I say, the king needed more soldiers to fight his wars. So he gave Catholics the same rights as Protestants, so he could go off and fight his wars. Because hypocrisy is a grand thing now, isn't it?
So he didn't really care about rights, it was more for drafting soldiers.
Yes, well, we've had that happen in more recent times now, haven't we? Don't you agree, young man?
Very topical.
There's something to be learned from Mr. Dickens sometimes. Now, as you can see, Barnaby Rudge isn't quite playing with the full deck. I don't know what quite gives that away. Yes, and he's got his friend Herr Grip. That's his constant companion. But you see, amongst the insanity that was the riots, even in Barnaby and Grip's challenged intellect, they were kind of the sanity amongst the insanity, if you understand what I'm saying. All right?
Yeah. So, with a little bit of minor spoilers for the book, there's also a murder mystery going on in Barnaby Rudge.
That's right, there is. And it's a mystery, so that's why you'll have to read the book now, won't you, to find out what that mystery is.
And with a slight hint, how did you feel, Mr. Rudge, about who the murderer was?
Oh, well, I'd see, that was how my father met his demise, you see. But I think I actually met the man in the book, and he was fine enough. We got on well enough. As I say, I didn't see any differences. He just seemed like a fine young gentleman to me. And Grip didn't seem to mind him either.
Oh, mysterious. If you really want to know the full details, I guess you'll have to read the book. No spoilers here. Hey, this is Kirrus, and I am here with
Joe Roberts,
Evan Pygar,
Christine McGowan.
And we're at the Riverside Dickens Festival, and these people are dressed in a little bit more different, but we got the very badass steampunk era, so you can check that out. And did you make your own costumes?
Yes, we did, of course.
And how long did it take you to make these?
Well, I didn't actually make all of it myself. My mother does a lot of the sewing. She actually made the vest. I made my pants from a pair I got at Target.
Spray paint.
And, you know, there are lots of online stores and communities that can tell you how or give you parts for costumes.
Oh, it looks really good. I mean, it looks legit. I wouldn't have known that was from like Target, but I don't shop there. It's a little too high class for me, but.
So a lot of the stuff that I'm wearing is homemade. It's mainly bits and pieces that I put together for other events, like Victorian costumes that I've kind of tweaked to be a little bit more steampunk. And then this is actually just the veil that I use for my belly dancing class, kind of looped up into an overskirt. But the corset I did make in the last week or two. Just kind of put it together with scraps that I had in my fabric stash. And
So who knew belly dancing was so versatile?
With
I love the
steampunk-
pendants too.
Yeah.
oh, thank you. So my idea when crafting a steampunk persona was that I would be kind of an occult librarian, because my day job is as a librarian. And so I figured an occult librarian would be coming up against all kinds of odd and unusual things, and a few protective sigils might be handy from time to time.
That's always thinking. That's right.
And anything that lets me jingle.
A lot of steampunk costumes usually you get a persona, and that helps you design your costume. I'm sort of dressed as a member of the crew of the Nautilus.
Yeah,
You
I
can
was
see
gonna
by
say, you got the
my
Nautilus
pins.
going.
I actually have another costume which is from the same crew, but of a higher officer. I have a first mate outfit, and that has various other technological aspects, like a specialized gun and a mechanical arm and stuff like that.
And the adventurer, or the miner?
I'm a steampunk alchemist, so you never know where you're going to get your next set of materials from. So I've got some cogs and things for when I need to repair ships, and some TNT so I can do some blasting. And you never know what kind of trouble you're going to come across. So.
Okay, so being at a Dickens Fest, have you read Dickens books? Any of them?
Yeah, I've read a couple of them. I like Our Mutual Friend.
Our mutual friend. All right, here we go. A little Dickens quiz going right now. Let's test your Dickens knowledge.
I read A Christmas Carol. And that's it.
All right, we'll try something easy. Oh, let's try something harder, and if you don't get it, we'll try something easier on that. Do you know what Charles Dickens' his middle name was?
You're the librarian. You should know something.
Collectively, can we
Being a
come up with
librarian doesn't mean I know everything. It means I know where to look everything up.
one? Yes.
All right, his middle name was actually John Halfman. All right, let's go. You read A Christmas Carol?
That's cheating.
No, either one. I will accept.
You know, we could
Yeah.
have said John and gotten away with it.
Yeah. Okay, A Christmas Carol. In A Christmas Carol, who played Charles Dickens' character in The Muppet Christmas Carol?
Charles Dickens' character? Yes. Gonzo.
Yes, very good. But
We would know pastiches probably better than.
cool. Thanks a lot. Your costumes look great. So hope you have a good time.